Hey there, Alea Harris here, and I am going to walk you through one of my bioenergetic business scans so you can see what the heck it is that we are even talking about. I totally understand that this is a new thing for most people, and you might be a little bit like, is this complete science fiction? And I promise that it's not. In order to get to this stage in the scan, what I did was I scanned my voice using Health's proprietary software. Very similarly to how you can't see a microwave wave, but you see that your food gets hot, or you can't see the radio waves, but you can hear the radio. Your body has a body field, a human body field that permeates it and surrounds it. So you can't see it with the naked eye, but it is there. And the software picks up on that body field in the same way that a receiver, your computer, your Apple AirPods pick up on music signals from Spotify or the radio, right? So we use that software to get a whole bunch of information. I am not going to dive down in depth into every single little thing that's here, but I am going to show you what are some of the types of things that we would be able to get into. Now, one scan takes us about 4 weeks to pull out and pull through. And during that time, we're doing healing, we're doing clearing, we're doing business strategy. We're bringing everything together to take a holistic look at your empire building journey. Okay, so I'm going to try to treat, it's hard to do this, but I'm going to try to treat myself like a client and tell you some of the things that if I saw this scan and it wasn't my own scan, what we would be talking about. Okay, so the very first screen that we see is the energy source screen. This is what is literally powering you and where you might be off or not off. Also, if you look at scan priority, you'll see that it goes from low is white, not a priority right now, to high, which is purple, and then the next one after that is orange. So we tend to pay most attention to the purple and orange. One of the things that I want to say is this is not a biochemical reading. It is a bioenergetic reading. So if I see this and I see diet, and let's say that was purple, it doesn't mean I need to run right out and change my diet. It could mean that I have some emotions tied to diet. It could mean that someone just called me fat after eating a hamburger and I just am holding on to that. There could mean a lot of things. Another thing to keep in mind when I'm looking through this scan is I'm looking for trends. So it's not just, oh, this one thing says this and this other thing says that. I'm looking for trends throughout to extrapolate what are some of the things that the wisdom of your body field is asking for right now. So if I saw this scan, I would be like, oh, did you just come back from traveling? Your magnetic field is off. Your alignment with the earth is off. And often this happens when there is travel happening. So we would take a look and dive down into what that could be. That could also mean that you feel like you're maybe a little tired, a little off. Your decision-making feels a little off kilter. And it might be a good idea to hold off on like, should I participate in this merger and acquisition until we can get you in better aligned with the night, with the earth's rhythm. Also, night is off, which means that this person, in this case me, is probably not sleeping that well, or if they are, their night rhythms are off. So it's something to keep in mind as we're going through to see, is this just exhaustion, and this is just it, or is there some other things energetically that could be holding you back from success? Another thing that I want to point out is with the scan, there's not a sense of acute or chronic. So it could just be like, you didn't sleep well last night, or you aren't sleeping well night after night. And this is when we get into conversation, and we also, again, look for those trends to see what could be happening. The next screen is energy strength. This is literally like, if you imagine little batteries powering each and every cell in your body and each and every organ and organ system in your body in a whole. This is what we would begin to look at. And the purple ones are the ones that would pop out first, heart imprinter, cell driver, immunity, and spleen are the ones that I would look at first. And they each have a different function with the overall body, but it doesn't mean that you're going to feel something in your body. It could also be an emotional issue, and they're all tied to ways that you might need to support yourself to feel more energy. The energy flow screen is very similar to the traditional Chinese medicine meridians, right? So if you've ever done acupuncture, then this is going to be very familiar for you. But this is based also on 30 years of scientific science that's kind of dug up in there to see how can we pinpoint exactly the areas that are being affected. In this scan, the energy integrator of the heart, which hits on all of the points that you see there, is wanting to be screaming for some help and assistance. As you see, it goes all the way through the whole body, which means that there's probably not a lot of love and heart and emotions flowing through there. There's some heart issues, some loneliness, some depression, some sadness that could be going on as well. As we get into mind body, I love this because we can look not only at the individual things here and look within, but there's more dropping down. We can also take a look at emotions. We can also take a look at brain performance and draw some connections there. Energetic immunity is where your body might not be able to process and deal with viruses and bacterium as effectively. If you're sick, you're not going to be doing well. This doesn't mean like I'm diagnosing you as a medical thing at all. It's just about, okay, let's take a look, because there's your body field, or in spiritual sense, it's also called your double etheric body. And in that double etheric body, illness passes through there first and then into your physical body. Often when you go and get cleared, or you get Reiki energy healing or things like that, they clear the energy field around your physical body. But if your double etheric body is also not cleared, then you can still manifest that illness. And so this is about getting ahead of things and also fixing energy and information that may be stuck. The star screen, you've actually seen stars on all of the screens. It kind of puts them all in one place so we can be like, okay, what are some of the areas where kind of different energy coalesces that we can look at and kind of hit them spot on? This, if you do like the nerve energy star or circulation, for example, you actually end up supporting many bioenergetic processes through your system. The energy rejuvenation scan is based on using this nifty thing here. This is called a My Health device. It's amazing. So what it is basically like painless energy acupuncture. I don't like needles. I don't know if you like needles, but I don't like needles. So I actually am an acupuncture failure, because I tried acupuncture and I was just like, oh my God, if you stick me with another needle, I am literally going to walk out of here. It was not my jam. With this, you can do your own energy acupuncture at home with the guidance of me, yours truly, a certified Nest Health practitioner, to hit on the different points that will help speed forward your energy and your emotional release and balance. So if you look here, these would be the different energy points that you would focus on, and you can dive in and see the exact energy flows or that you would be affecting using that device. We also can get into, I don't spend a lot of time on these screens because people get really caught up on environment and nutrition, because they're like, oh, I'm drinking gallons of formaldehyde. That's not what's happening. It could be present in your environment. It could also be that you, again, like, I think I have a feeling by just looking at the trends in this that I just flew somewhere when I took this scan. And there's a lot of chemicals in air travel and planes and airports. So that could even be what it is. It's just that it's present and it's working. Your body's working to process things like that. Nutrition is very similar. It's a guide to maybe have a conversation with your nutritionist or with your doctor, but it is not saying that you have too much or too little chromium, or, for example, that you are allergic to wheat and rye. However, I actually have a gluten intolerance, so it doesn't surprise me that this showed up on the scan. And it goes really in depth into all of the different types of metabolism and sensitivities. Okay, you ready? Because this is my absolute favorite section. This is a section that I use to guide most of the conversations. It is the life journey screen. And usually with people, I start here, transformation. These are your chakras, or as I like to call them, your abundance keys. It helps those who are less woo be able to kind of understand what I'm talking about. So in your chakra system, every single one is tied to how you show up in the world, and then also how you show up in your business. So if I was going through this system, I would say, okay, gratitude is showing up. Are you not grateful for yourself? Do you feel like you aren't getting gratitude for others? Are you not demonstrating gratitude? Are you not feeling magnetic and compassionate? Did you just have to let someone go and you're trying to process that information? If this is the case, how do your employees feel about working for you? Are you seeing high staff turnover? Are you seeing that your clients are not renewing because you're not showing them the gratitude for being your client in the first place? Are you sending client gifts? All of that rolls out when we're having conversations. The next one that I like to look at is hero's journey. In the hero's journey, which I love that this is in here because the story brand framework, which I'm a story brand certified guide, as well as Joseph Campbell's work in the book A Hero with a Thousand Faces, which is what story brand is based on, they all deal with your hero's journey or the monomyth, right? And so you're going in different parts of your life, you're in different stages of this journey. For me, in this case, I was happy-go-lucky. Someone called me to adventure, to deal with something, to work through something, and I was stuck here. I was like, nah, I'm good. So if this was a client, I'd be like, okay, where are you stuck? Why are you stuck? And it's not even oh, I'm stuck and I can't get out of it, I don't know how. It's more like I am straight up saying no. And I know probably in my deep down that I should be saying yes, but I am actually saying no to moving forward in this area. And why is that? What are you scared of? What is the fear that's holding you back? Down here, it's another orange point here. It's like ordeal, death, and rebirth. That is your choice point. There's a lot of points in our lives when we have the opportunity to do something new, to do something fresh, something old is dying, something new is being born. But right in that middle point, honey, let me tell you, there is a lot of fear and anxiety that lives right there. But as you can see, this is right before you seize that sword, you take over, you crush those goals. So I'd be talking about what needs to die, what needs to live, what are you pregnant with right now that needs to give a birth out into the world? What idea can help you manifest? Do you not have the structures to do it? Do you feel like you don't have the team to do it? Do you not trust yourself to do it? All of those types of things we talk about when we get into the hero's journey. Another thing that I also like to dive into is your unconscious patterns. This is like looking down onto a pyramid, and you can see the bottom, your unconscious patterns that are running you. And what are those? This is really when you're like, oh my God, I keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. I see that pattern in my life. I see that pattern in my business. What is it, and how do I break through? And this is what we would do here. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of other things to dive through. They overlap some of the things that we've already spoken about. What are the beliefs that are running you? What is your creative cycle? Where are you stuck? I clearly was not communicating. And then also some emotional guidance. What is in balance and what is out of balance? What's aligned and misaligned? Some of these are everything is interrelated, from where you're getting your energy, how it's flowing, how it's powered, how well you feel, how you're making decisions, and how emotionally you're moving forward in your business. In the end, there's a set of recommendations, and these are for infoceuticals. Infoceuticals are, I like to call them, with love, salty water drops. I'm going to tell you that when I decided to take my first infoceuticals at the urging of my spiritual coach, I was like, you're going to have me out in these streets looking like a damn fool, taking salty water drops, telling people I'm doing energy work. But she hasn't led me astray so far, and she's actually been using this system for over 10 years and helped people with some miraculous results. So I said, okay, let me try this. And this is before I became a practitioner. I said, okay, let me try it. First day, second day, third day. Honey, I woke up in love with the world, in love with myself, full of energy, full of vibrancy, ready to crush it. My husband actually was having to reel me in because I was like on the street, like, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Like I was in a freaking Hallmark movie. It was exactly what I needed to transcend that exhaustion and that burnout. So I started doing this. I would continue my work with my spiritual coach. I use my health device, and the flow of energy and ideas and creativity was ridiculous. So there are going to be infoceuticals recommended. I may or may not add one or two based off of what I see in your scan and our conversation and the trends. But this is the scan. As you can see, I basically just went through and showed you the screens. We didn't dive deep in. There was no conversation. There's a lot of robust information here. This is not fluffy. This is not something that you're just going to go and sit down and have someone walk you through based off of their gut feeling. This is me using my intuition and spiritual guidance, me using this scan, us having a conversation, and then developing a targeted plan for what are the areas that are holding you back right now in your business. Is it hiring people? Is it marketing? Is it being able to just communicate your vision and mission out into the world? What is it? And then we boom, 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 boom. Every single week we hit on it, and I hold you accountable to sticking to the plan. And the results are amazing. You'll be able to bust through those creative blocks, scale, and build that empire that I know you want, because we all do. So I hope that this clarifies what the heck a bioenergetic scan is. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email, schedule a call, or better yet, just go ahead and book your package. Let's get started, because you can ask all the questions. You can mentalize this to death, or you can actually start healing and growing and seeing the results in your life. I look forward to seeing you on my BioEnergetic Business Coaching roster and as part of my little squad, because once you got me, you got me. And I can't wait to take you to that next level. All right, bye for now.